So we decided to buy all the unflavored Jim Beam bourbon at our liquor store. And we got 6 of them.
Yes.
Ready to give it a try?
I am.
So the other day I was at our liquor store just wondering, what should I buy? Mm-hmm. You weren't with me, and we've kind of talked about doing something like this similar to it with Jack Daniels. Mm-hmm. But what intrigued me about Jim Beam was the price point of all of these bottles.
Right.
None of these bottles are over $25.
Really?
Yes.
25?
25. It was more like $23.99 was the highest bottle. And there's 100 proof, a 90 proof, a bonded, a rye. I mean, most people are going to add an extra $10. I was really intrigued by that, and I've never noticed it. You know, I always walked past the bottles, but never like actually took the time to look.
Right.
So I'm kind of actually excited about this. The only 2 I'm familiar with is the good old trusted Jim Beam that everyone's used to, and the Jim Beam Black. I had Black, my first drink competition. That was one of the liquors we were able to use. I never did anything with it because I was never happy with it, so I remember more than Jim Beam, but we're talking 2012. Are you familiar with any of these at all?
The only Jim Beam I have ever had is Jim Beam Honey.
Not even regular Jim Beam?
No.
Interesting. Yeah, I think this is going to be great to try them all. Which ones we got today?
We have the good old Kentucky Bourbon Whiskey, Black Extra Aged. We've got the Double Oak Twice Barrel. We've got the Rye, Devil's Cut, and then the Bonded.
What we're gonna do is trace all of them and then try it in a whiskey smash recipe that we got off of Jim Beam's website, and we're gonna see if we like which one we like the best.
Right.
Awesome. So let's start with Jim Beam.
Good old reliable.
Old reliable. It can't be reliable when you never had it before.
I mean, it's still around for a reason.
That's true.
The bottle you are currently holding has the Beam family tree of distillers. There's overlap.
Yep. There's 7 generations.
Yep. So I mean, it's got to be good for being around that long.
I mean, I have nothing wrong with it. There's nothing that I can think of that's it's just a good whiskey that everyone uses as a standard.
Oh, we're gonna have a good time tonight.
Yes, we are.
It's spicy. It's sweet.
It's sweet. It's got. I think these are all going to have similar tastes because I think at the end of the day, a lot of them follow the same recipe. They're just aged differently.
Right.
Double aged.
It smells very light. Exactly what you expect a whiskey to smell like. No more, no less.
Right. I mean, it's got some ethanol, but nothing too crazy.
Huh.
It
doesn't linger.
No.
But the sweetness kind of does.
Yep. In a good way. I don't think it's terrible.
It's a little bit smoky, just enough.
Right.
It is what it is, nothing more.
It's easy to see why people drink this with Coke or Pepsi all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Give me a Jim Beam and Coke.
Yeah.
I remember drinking it with root beer all the time.
Oh, that sounds absolutely delightful.
You kind of get trashed really well fast because that root beer,
I bet.
The spice from the root beer and the spice of this kind of match pretty well together.
Right. My ears are warm.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's got a little bit of citrus in there, a little bit. It's light, medium bodied. It's nothing too heavy or complex. It's just smooth.
If you looked up the definition of bourbon, this is it.
Yep.
It's oaky. It's a little bit smoky from the charred oak.
Yep. And it's aged 4 years.
Yes.
To get to this. So I think for the price point, this is obviously the cheapest of the 6 of them. I want to say it's $20 to $18 to $20 is what this price was at. So
yeah, I want a whiskey smash already.
Right, exactly. So there is one that we are missing from the family. We are missing the single barrel. We did not have that at our liquor store. I would have bought that.
I'm really excited for this one because it says double oaked. Is it double oaked? Double aged, extra aged.
Extra aged.
It is. This one's aged for years longer. They don't give you a specific amount of years.
Yeah, on the Jim Beam website, they just said aged longer, years longer. So I'm going to guess at least 3 years longer.
At least 2 because you'd have to have multiple years.
Right.
To add the S at the end of the word year.
And I really like any bourbons that they say they're black or whiskeys, like Jameson Black. I really like that.
To me, that means it should be smokier. It should be more up my alley as far as whiskey goes.
Right, it should have more oakiness to it. I mean, you can tell it's definitely, just by looking, I don't know how well you guys can see this on camera, but just looking at the backside, it is got a deeper caramel color to it.
Yep.
Okay, the nose is definitely...
Yeah, it's a little bit...
There's a little more body in the smell. I guess body in the smell is not what I'm looking for, but there's more depth.
It's rounder.
Yeah.
It's a little bit sweeter.
The vanilla kind of stands out more in it. I like that.
I'm not a fan.
You're not a fan?
It's fine.
That first initial sip, you do get the sweetness. That vanilla kind of hits right away, I think.
See, for me, the first initial was acetone. Sharp and aggressive, and then it dissipated, and I liked it a little bit more after that.
Okay.
It does finish very sweet. It does finish a little bit smoky. Yeah. It's a lot sharper on the palate, though.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's not as smooth.
It's not as complex. I thought it would be a little bit more complex and richer in flavor. Like the notes of the oakiness would stand out more. It does stand out more than the normal one, but not as much as I thought it would.
Like it's more present, but not necessarily in the way that you would hope.
Right, exactly. So now we're gonna do the double oak. So they take Jim Beam, put it 4 years into the barrels, and then they re-put it in another fresh barrel. And from what I gather from the website is then the distiller chooses when to take it out, when he believes it's ready to be taken out again.
It just seems like a waste of American oak to me, but maybe, I mean, it's probably going to be super good, and I'm going to be really sad about it.
I've been told if you want to start a family business that your grandchildren and great-grandchildren are going to make a lot of money, you start a white oak tree farm.
Yeah, because there's going to be a shortage.
Oh, there probably already is a way big shortage. No. So real quick, we're going to talk about our sponsor today on this episode.
We have a sponsor?
We have a sponsor.
Is it you?
It's us. We are our own sponsor today. We are making wooden coasters with cocktail recipes on it. Our first set is going to be Stirred Volume 1. We're gonna have 4 stirred cocktails, and on the outside are the ingredients that go in it. And in the packaging, you'll get the full recipe on how to make each one.
Yep.
So I've been spending time making these, working on the prototypes. I'm excited to finally get these released. So in the description will be a link to pre-order these coasters. And we're hoping to get them shipped out at the beginning of October. And there's gonna be a coupon code for coasters for 10% off. So if you wanna check them out, go ahead and help support our channel and our drinking habits.
Our buying habits. At this point, we're not even drinking it fast enough. We're just buying bottles. I'm excited.
It would be interesting to see how many barrels Jim Beam buys in a year. They gotta be one of the most popular bourbon. Let me rephrase popular. Popular is still selling a lot.
Yeah.
You have to be one of the biggest productions of a single company.
Yeah.
Because like Buffalo Trace, they distill a lot of different liquor there, like Eagle Rare, Pappy, and other bourbon there. But for one family of the same name,
right?
How many barrels? We have this bottle of Hellfire Bitters. Unopened, we bought a 3-pack and this is in there. Put your guess of how many barrels you think Jim Beam goes through in a year. And whoever gets the closest.
First. But like, this is an honor system. Don't Google it. Just guess.
Just guess.
That makes it no fun.
Right. So, yeah. And I will send this out to you.
So I can definitely smell more.
Oh yeah, it's more, it's a richer body. It's richer.
Oh yeah.
I like it. There's still ethanol in there, but it's not like...
It's gonna hurt when you drink it.
You think so?
Yeah, my ears are gonna burn.
Cool. Go for it.
I'm scared. It's not as bad as I expected it to be.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's very spicy.
There's definitely spiciness in there for sure.
Yeah, it's more thin than it is round, I think. I think it'd be really good in something like an old fashioned, because bitters would help add a little bit more depth to it.
There is flavor complexity there.
Yes.
But it's not wide and full. It's like you said, it's kind of thin.
Yeah.
And little stream of complexity.
Yeah, it's like a little brick. But we need the brick to make a wall.
Right. A little bitters I think would go great with this.
A little bit of sugar. Oh, this would be I don't know how I feel about it in whiskey sour.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out when we do the whiskey smash is a cousin of a whiskey sour.
Right.
So
I think it'll be good with the fruit though.
I think this just even alone, like just on a rock, just kind of just sipping it by the campfire, like in October.
Oh yeah.
I think this one would be work really well.
It'd do the job for sure.
So this is rye pre-prohibition style. So basically they said on the website they were paying homage to the recipe of the 200 years they've been around.
Well, and given the fact that they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5 of the 7 generations on this bottle were born and old enough to know the recipe prior to Prohibition.
Right.
It wouldn't surprise me that if they had the recipe.
So I'm not too familiar with to know what we even tried looking to see what the difference between pre-Prohibition recipe and the current like rye styles.
And if you know, please let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Like I said, we like to learn and everything like that. It's just
what I gathered is it's the recipes changed after Prohibition.
Right.
Probably to fit into some liquor laws. Probably because certain recipes were lost.
It's lost, or just the laws about what you can or cannot use and stuff like that. So,
but
with ingredients that are available.
Right.
So.
Oh, it's rye. I forgot. It's rye.
Yeah. It definitely does not have the big ethanol smell like the first 3 do.
No.
It's a lot more. I mean, when you can stick your nose down in here,
it's a lot more grainy.
Right.
Like, and you're going to get that.
Right.
I smell fruit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Almost tropical.
Okay, I get that.
You're not allowed to pour anymore. That's massive. I really like that.
Yeah, it's got a nice big bold black pepper, white pepper kind of like taste to it, but it's in control.
Yes. Yes.
It's bold.
It's controlled chaos, for sure. I
would love to try this in a Manhattan.
I wonder which I like better, this or Rittenhouse.
It's not too bad.
This is massive pour, but I really like this.
Yeah. It's got the pepper notes in there. The body's about medium body to me.
Yeah. It's not thin.
Right.
But it's not overly deep or round. It's
out of bourbon and rye, I don't have a huge knowledge base and palate for.
I like it better than bourbon.
Yeah.
I think we've established that this. I think at this point I've tried enough rye to establish that.
Yeah. I get why you like it.
Yeah.
And I don't mind. There's some days I'm like, you know what? I'm in the mood for a rye sour.
Like it's like if I am in the mood for something spicy to eat. Ooh, what if we smoked some mushrooms? Stuff them with a little vegan cheese.
Yeah. We switched to a vegan diet like 3 months ago. So this is good. Again, for a rye whiskey, if you're just looking for something and you want to pick up a bottle, like I said, it's less than $25. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I would say it's comparable in flavor. Like it does not taste like Rittenhouse, but as far as quality, I would say it's comparable.
Yeah.
I would say you could probably interchange them in a cocktail and be safe.
Yeah. So Devil's Cut, if you're not familiar with, is basically they take barrels and just imagine them squeezing the barrels and extracting out all of the rest of everything that's left over in the barrels, and then they blended it with another Kentucky bourbon.
Yeah. So basically, what it sounds like is they blended it with the Kentucky. No.
They just said, they didn't say specifically one of theirs. They just said Kentucky bourbon.
But they said extracted it from barrels and combined it with extra aged bourbon because they wanted to keep it at 90%.
But they didn't say their extra aged bourbon. They just said extra Kentucky aged. Why wouldn't they put it if it's theirs? I don't know. Just saying.
I feel like it's implied. The smell is very sweet.
Yep.
It smells very deep. Get the oaky, get the char.
There's vanilla in there for sure. There's caramel. Like this is the first one that
smells like candy.
This is the one where I smell caramel the most.
Why does it have to be so sharp? I feel like it's needles on my tongue.
That's why it's called the Devil's Cut.
But I want it to deliver what it smells like.
Right.
And
I think it does initially. It has that sweetness. It has that kind of smoothness, and all of a sudden it takes a knife and just
stabs your tongue 18,000 times. And I don't think that the sweetness is there long enough for that to be present.
I guess when you're gonna order anything that's Devil's Cut or something like that, that's what you're ordering. You're ordering something that's gonna be sharp, to the point, and just bold.
No, I would expect richer, oakier, smokier.
Yeah.
Because it's literally coming out of the wood.
Right.
Is it bad? No. It's not. But the expectation that I had based on the description was not met.
Try it again. I think there is this like deep richness of char in there. I think that second taste, I could taste way more char this time because now I know what I'm looking for. My taste buds are looking for.
Now, on the second taste, it tastes like I'm chewing on charcoal while it's stabbing my tongue.
I don't think so. I mean, I get the charcoal side of it, but I think it's a pleasant side that gives it this uniqueness to it and why you would buy it.
If you're coming in from outside in the middle of winter and it's cold out,
oh yeah,
this is your go-to.
I wouldn't even pour this in a glass. I would just take the cap off.
No, thank you.
And then pass out with my.
It smells so good, but it doesn't taste like what it smells like.
The last but not least is the bonded, where if you're not familiar with bonded just basically means there's a federal building that's quality control that basically states it has verification of the aging process.
Right, so when it says it's aged 4 years, it is aged 4 years.
Right, because there are supposedly bourbons out there that say they're aged a certain amount of time, but there's no way to verify that. You're just going on the belief of the distiller. I know a lot of people are all about the bonded bourbons and whiskeys because you 100% know that that's what you're getting. And
right, you're getting what you're paid for without question.
Exactly.
And I do understand that, especially in an industry where it's a consumable and you might be tempted to pull something out of a barrel faster to make
6 months earlier, 18 months earlier, to get it out because you're So I don't know what distilleries have been accused of any of that. I don't know. I just know that
it's happened.
It's happened. Because obviously
that's why bonded is a thing.
Right, exactly. So, but you know what? It is what it is. So
this is gonna be.
Cheers to the last guy.
Aggressive.
Okay, the nose.
Sharp.
This is very vanilla forward on the nose.
I mean, yes. Once you get past the sharp ethanol smell.
I don't get that huge ethanol.
Do you have COVID? Do you need to go get a test? Like, seriously. Do I need to go get a test?
Yeah, you're clammy.
I'm clammy because it's hot in here.
And I drank 6 bourbon. There's this is definitely the most complex out of all of them, I think.
Hands down, without a doubt. It finishes the grain finish on it. Reminds me of when I would go to my grandparents' house when I was little, and we would play in the corn crib, like just the grainy, like the earthy, grainy, just pure smell of corn.
Right.
Drying.
Interesting. I get that. Okay, I can see what you're saying because I've been in those situations or been around those type of farms or fields. It's
actually kind of nostalgic, and I love it.
Right.
It is a big bourbon.
Yeah, you can definitely. I can like sit here while you're talking. I can feel the warmth.
It goes all the way down.
All right, that is 100 proof.
Yes.
Saying hello.
Yes, but it is pleasant, surprisingly so.
This initial taste has this kind of odd, and I don't mean odd in a bad way. It just has this kind of unique flavor to it. Then the kind of the vanilla and the oakiness kind of come through. I don't know how to describe it. I'm trying to.
It's just spicy grain, but that first flavor, I wouldn't say it's odd.
A little bit leather and leaves, like a smoky leather. Yeah. And I like it. I think it's really good.
Yeah, I think it's my favorite of all of them.
I would agree too. If you're gonna pick one of these, let's throw the normal Jim Beam out of the side because for the most part, everyone's had that in some sort of fashion. I would say get the bonded one, as that would be my try that one out of all these.
Yes, I would say the bonded, then the rye.
Yep, I would say bonded rye and then the double oaked. You feel like you're getting your money's worth when you're drinking these for the $25 price point.
You feel like you're getting your money's worth and you're getting a good deal while you're at it.
Right. You don't feel like you're just getting scraped across the coals.
Right.
For the tasting side of things, we're gonna get into the cocktail here in a second, but I think for the tasting side of things, I would not be mad if I bought any of these. aftertaste. Like I would not be disappointed. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I enjoy that, you know. And
yeah, it was good enough for what I paid for it. No matter which one of these we picked out.
Yep. Let us know in the comments if you tried any of these before, what your thoughts are, what you think about it. It's interesting to see what other people think about them. We ready to try some whiskey smashes?
So ready.
So ready.
So ready.
And 1, 2, 3, and there we go. 6 whiskey smashes.
Yes.
So the recipe on Jim Beam's website is 2 lemons muddled, simple syrup, 1 part simple syrup, 6 to 8 minute leaves muddled, 2 parts bourbon. So I did 2 ounces of bourbon, 1 ounce of simple syrup, and I just slightly stirred them together. So we are going to taste all these, and Riley is trying to guess which Jim Beam goes in which one. Again, this is our biggest one yet. We've never done 6 of these before.
And the fact that they are all the same brand.
Right. It's going to be a little bit harder.
It's going to be really tough. So if I even get 2, I'll be happy.
Don't forget, we're giving away this lovely unopened bottle of Bitterman's Hellfire Habanero Shrub Bitters. All you have to do is guess how many barrels does Jim Beam go through in 1 year. Leave it in the comments, and in 2 weeks...
Don't Google it.
We will tell you who won, and we'll ship it to you. All right, are you ready?
Yes.
We'll start up by you and work our way down. This is gonna be very similar to other tasting rooms. We're probably gonna have to taste 2 or 3 before we can kind of start giving you.
Oh, hi.
Oh, you wanna be on TV now?
Hi, buddy.
First of all, is this a good cocktail?
Yeah, I would love some more fruit in there.
That's the kind of bad thing when there's other websites besides Jim Beam where they say parts. Mm-hmm. And then the other things that go in aren't part of that. So like 2 lemon slices. Okay, is it 2 lemon slices for how many parts? Because if I put 4 ounces of Jim Beam to 2 ounces of simple syrup, I'm still in their part range.
Right.
But now it's totally unbalanced. So,
right.
But you know what?
It's good though. Mm-hmm. I would drink it.
Yeah.
I think I prefer a whiskey sour, but.
This is like a nice variation of this and like a Kentucky Mule. I'll once again on this taste test.
Okay, so this one tastes a little bit less sweet.
Okay.
A little bit more of the spice notes come through.
Yep, I get that. Definitely has more of that bourbon presence in it, whiskey presence than the first one did.
Yeah, a little bit more complex.
Yep.
Yep.
This is gonna be super interesting or super boring.
It tastes like halfway between the previous 2.
This might be. This is why I was afraid to do more than 3 ever because of this, especially from the same family of alcohol.
That one is very different. Burns a little bit more.
This one's the most tartest so far.
Yes, the most tartest.
Hey, when you're 8 bourbons in, you use whatever words that come to your mind. It's like dapper cats don't drink bourbon.
Ooh. That one, the barrel comes through more on the finish.
Yep. Yeah, you kind of have the right nose for this because you start kind of get lost really quick.
This one is the most balanced, I think.
Okay.
It is very balanced. It's a little tart, but not too tart.
Okay.
Spicier and boozier.
If you get all 6, I don't even know.
You'll take me on a fancy trip for our anniversary.
If fancy be my Milwaukee, then yes.
So the 4th one is the most sour, as we had previously stated.
I agree with you. Number 2 so far is the most balanced. Mm-hmm. Number 3 definitely has this like, hey, there's bourbon in here. I'm here to be drank.
Mm-hmm. Move on to number 5. I have no chances. None.
You have chances. You don't give yourself enough credit for how good you are at this.
What is this? I taste char. That one's almost gin-like, when like a weird pine aftertaste.
I think that the 5th one is the one most similar to like a mule.
A Kentucky Mule?
A julep mule, or yeah. And those. And I know what a julep is, bourbon, sugar, and mint. But out of all of these so far,
these are all juleps.
With lemon juice.
Right.
That's the difference.
Yeah, you're right.
You gotta trade the last one. You haven't tried the last one.
I know. Okay. So much corn. So much corn.
Okay. I get that.
I'm going to first put in order what I think is what, and then I'm going to go back and taste and see if I
agree with what you visually have put down.
Corn. All right, so this one, obviously, the corn, it has to be like that.
Okay.
The first one being the sweetest and it's there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not great.
Right.
It doesn't have any more flavor than you would expect.
I'm gonna be honest with you right now, I don't remember which ones are which. So like, luckily
I
wrote it down, of course, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not trying to trick you in any of these right now, because I don't remember.
This is so hard.
It's so fun to watch your brain and your eyes think like you want to go somewhere, but then all of a sudden something else is telling you somewhere else where to go, you know? All right, we got half.
Wait.
All right, we're waiting. There is way more thought process behind this, because again, this is the first time I think that we've done a family look. There's always like other brands, so there are distinct note differences, but sometimes those can trick you. But now, since we're talking basically the same liquid, just aged differently.
Yeah, with the exception of the rye.
Right.
No. Nope. This one. Yeah, that one. Oh my god, it's backwards. It's backwards in the order that we tried them.
Which one's your favorite? And we should ask this before we start guessing, but I know you kind of got into that mode real quick of like...
Well, I think number 2 was the most balanced. The second one in this big. Some char, you get some bourbon, you get citrus, you get everything that you're supposed to get.
I think number 2 is my favorite. It reminds me of a whiskey sour with some mint in there. And it's, like you said, I think it's definitely the most balanced out of all of them.
Yes. So do you want me to run through why I think each is
Yeah, let's go. Let's hear your thought process.
All right, so first one, it is what it is. Isn't very full. It isn't very specific flavor-wise. It's just kind of it's there. And so that's why I think it's just a straight bourbon.
Okay.
The second one is the most balanced. It's not overly char, but it's not under char. Like I can taste the oak there, and I can taste the barrel, but it's very full and round, but I don't think it's quite to the level of smoke that the double oak would be.
Sure. So
I think it's the black extra aged. Third one, spiciest, booziest, and has a very specific oak flavor that I think is the twice oaked double oak. That fourth one, it's citrusy, it's kind of spicy, it's sour. So it tasted the least like the others to me. So that made me think it was rye.
Right, that makes sense.
And then the fourth one felt like I was chewing on charcoal. So that one I might switch between the double oaked and the devil's cut, but the devil's cut would make sense.
See that? Because there's this kind of like sharpness at the beginning that kind of just stands out over all over.
And then the heavy corn flavor in the last one is what made me think of a corn crib and thus the bonded.
Right.
Am I happy with this? No.
It's 6. I mean, unless all you do is drink bourbons and have a really good expert with Jim Beam, I think this is a hard test no matter what.
This is an extremely hard test.
But that's what makes this fun. This is like why we like doing this, because it's fun. It's fun to put these in cocktails and see the results.
Nope, not.
Okay, so I'm just gonna start switching them what the correct ones are.
Really? If I got it right, move it forward.
Yep.
So that one was right?
Yep.
Hey. Huh, okay, that makes sense. I got half right.
You got half right. That's
I did a good job.
You did a great job.
Based on what we had, this is pretty much exactly what I expected. I knew that certain ones I would be able to pick out.
Right.
Obviously,
Devil's
heavy.
cut. Yeah, has a very
heavy
distinctive.
devil's cut.
Yeah.
They are what they are, and there's not really much that's going to affect that. I'm happy. I got 50%. Guys.
Oh, you did?
I did not. I was ready to accept maybe 1.
It's interesting though, the rye, the one that doesn't taste like anything else, is the most plainest one.
I mean, but that would make sense because it is plain.
Right.
But to me, rye tasting plain doesn't make sense as a concept.
Yeah.
Because rye is spicy. But to have all of the spice nullified by the lemon and the mint is just wild.
You did great.
Thanks.
This is fun. This is the first time that we've done a big family like this.
Yes.
Let us know in the comments if you would like to see a Jack Daniels or another big family.
Yes.
Give
us a recommendation.
But yeah, you should definitely check out our earlier video where we did the black with forbidden sour cocktail. Check that out. You'll find out what you think about it. We actually haven't filmed it yet. But check out all their tasting episodes and see how well Riley's adventure through these have grown.
For our first tasting room, click somewhere around here.
Yep. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.